Hey guys, welcome to another top 10 list and welcome to my top 10 favourite movies of 2022. 2022 as a year in general has been okay for me, and I will talk about why in a video that I'll be making after Christmas and towards the new year. But in terms of movies, well, here's my top 10 favourite movies of 2022. Of course, this is just a personal list, like everyone's lists are different, so take that into consideration. So let's get to it. Here are my top 10 favourite movies of 2022. But as always, before your top 10 list, you gotta have your honourable mentions, and I'll start with the first one, which is Matilda the Musical. While I do still enjoy the 1996 version with Mel Wilson, I still had a fun time with his new musical adaptation of the story. It really put a smile on my face, and I did a whole quick review video on it, so do check it out if you haven't yet. The next honourable mention is an underrated film which did do well at the box office, and that's Strange World, the new Disney film. And yes, it's definitely not their best. It's nothing like Encanto or any of the other films from the past few years from the modern era, but it's still a good movie, and I really wish Disney gave it more promotion. If he advertised it better, it would have done better. But it did not do well at the box office. But I still liked it, and it's probably their most underrated film in recent years. So yeah, almost with our top 10 list, but didn't. The next honourable mention is Violent Night. This year had some great Christmas movies, but this one was my favourite since it reminded me of Die Hard, but with Santa Claus. And I really liked John Leguizamo as the villain. It was awesome, action-packed, loved it. The next honourable mention is Henry Selick's Wonder Woman Wild, a great stop-motion animated film from Henry Selick, who of course directed The Nightmare Before Christmas and Coraline. It's great, and speaking of which, it's great to see him direct another stop-motion animated film since Coraline, so I'm glad that Henry Selick is back. The next honourable mention is a divisive movie which I still liked, and that's Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. Yes, it was divisive, but I enjoyed it, especially with Chip 'n Dale themselves, and some Disney cameos, non-Disney cameos, and it reminded me of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, like a modern-day Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Next honourable mention is DC League of Super Pets. A pretty fun DC animated film with these pets befriending the DC heroes. I had a great time with it. Next honourable mention, which almost made my top 10 list, was Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. A really good sequel to Knives Out. I think Ryan Johnson did a really good job with it, and we're directing it, of course, and it was great seeing Daniel Craig back as Benoit Blanc, along with the new cast of characters, so I enjoyed that. And the last honourable mention, which almost made my top 10 list, was Minions 2, The Rise of Gru. Probably my favourite movie in the franchise since Despicable Me 2. And I liked it more than Minions 1, especially with seeing young Gru in action with the Minions, and some throwbacks to the first Despicable Me movie. All good films, they just could have been the top 10 list, but what did make my top 10 was my number 10, which is Lightyear. This is so far Pixar's most underappreciated movie. Yes, it didn't do well at the box office, and there is already a Buzz Lightyear Origins spin-off TV show back in the early 2000s, but I like this one too. I think it's underrated, and it's nice seeing a Buzz Lightyear Origin as a movie instead of a show. That's why I think it stands out on its own very well. I liked Chris Evans' Buzz Lightyear. I liked Socks the Cat. And to anyone who was confused about the time travel thing, well, I think Hulk can explain it better than I can.
If you travel to the past, that past becomes your future. And your former present becomes the past, which can't now be changed by your new future.
So with that said, I thought Lightyear was a very worthy Origins film, and it's super underrated, and I think more people should see it, and anyone who didn't see it needs to see it. Please check it out. But anyways, number 9 is Turning Red. I know some people call this the most overrated Pixar film, but I still enjoyed it, especially with its coming-of-age story about this Canadian 13-year-old girl who turns into a red panda and deals with a lot of emotions. It's very relatable too, so yeah, Turning Red, great film. Number 8 is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. And of all the Marvel films this year, this one is definitely my favourite. Of course, it does an excellent job with paying tribute to the late Chadwick Boseman. It was very emotional too, but in terms of Phase 4 of the MCU, it's my second favourite, and I'm looking forward to Phase 5 and beyond. Good job, Marvel. Number 7 now is Elvis. As a fan of Elvis Presley, this was a really good biopic about Elvis. Enjoyed the songs. Austin Butler is great as Elvis, and Tom Hanks is also really good as the manager, as he is with everything else he's in. It's definitely up there with Bohemian Rhapsody and Rocketman. I had a good time with this film. Coming at number 6 is Lyle Lyle Crocodile, another musical film. And of course, I did a whole review video on this. Probably one of the most delightful films of this year. I love the songs. Lyle himself is so cute. Javier Bardem is a lot of fun as Hector P. Valentini. It was just a feel-good movie that I really enjoyed, and definitely check it out if you didn't. Number 5, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Easily my number 1 favourite video game movie of all time. A great sequel too, especially with seeing Tails and Knuckles in the movie. I thought Idris Elba did an awesome job at voicing Knuckles. Always good to see Sonic back. Jim Carrey is still excellent as Dr. Robotnik, and I look forward to the third film in 2024. So yeah, I loved it. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Number 4 is the best DreamWorks film in a while, and that is The Bad Guys. And sure, yes, How to Train Your Dragon 3 and was amazing, and I really enjoyed The Croods to a New Age. But as for anything else that came out during ever since Universal bought DreamWorks, well, when you compare them to like the other films, they aren't as memorable, but this one definitely got them back on their feet. It was enjoyable, especially with its characters. And yes, I know Puss in Boots 2: The Last Wish also came out this month, but it comes out in February where I live in the UK, so I'll have to see that film in February, and I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy it, but yeah, I'll have to wait. I'll definitely have, if when I see it and I enjoy it, I'll put it as an honorable mention here in the description perhaps, but until then, I love The Bad Guys. Number 3 is The Batman. This is definitely my favourite Batman movie since The Dark Knight. It's great seeing the Detective Batman origin story, and Robert Pattinson is excellent as Batman. I thought everyone was great, including Colin Farrell as the Penguin, Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, Paul Dano as the Riddler, Jeffrey Wright as Gordon, and Andy Serkis as Alfred Pennyworth, and John Turturro, I think his name is, as Falcon. Really enjoyed it, and hopefully we get a sequel someday, but yeah, loved The Batman. Number 2 is my favourite animated movie of the year, and that is Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Hands down the best Pinocchio movie of 2022, as well as my favourite animated movie of 2022. Guillermo del Toro did a brilliant job with this version. The stop motion animation is wonderful. The songs were amazing. There's some emotional moments too. Incredible voice acting. Incredible voice acting, especially from Ewan McGregor, David Bradley, Tilda Swinton, Christoph Waltz, Finn Wolfhard, Kate Blanchett, and Tom Kenny. And here's hoping it wins Best Animated Feature at the Oscars. Fingers crossed. And my number 1 favourite movie of 2022 is Top Gun Maverick. After years of waiting for this long-awaited sequel to Top Gun, it finally came out this year, and it was awesome. Tom Cruise, as always, is back as Maverick, and so is Val Kilmer as Iceman. The flying scenes were amazing, and had a great supporting cast like Miles Teller, Jennifer Connelly, and Ed Harris. I loved everything about Top Gun Maverick. It was fantastic, so it is easily my number 1 favourite movie of 2022. So yeah, those are all my favourite movies of 2022, my top 10. So what are your top 10 favourite movies of 2022? Tell me down in the comments, and thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. And I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and take care.